top-down shooter has been with video games for as long as they have been video games, starting with Space War in the 1960s, which in turn inspired Asteroids, which was released in 1979. Here are 5 top-down games that are worth your time. Keep in mind, all these games do work with a controller. I personally used an Afterglow Xbox 360 controller with my PC, and it worked great. That said, if you're playing on PC and don't have a controller, your mouse and keyboard should work fine. Our first game is Relic Hunter 0. It's a fast-paced, candy-colored game that almost seems like a Vlambeer creation. It was actually developed by Rogue Seal, the studio behind Chroma Squad. In Relic Hunter 0, you look around shooting at evil space ducks and other creatures. It boasts 12 levels and local co-op, which is always a plus in my book, and interestingly enough, it's totally free. Not only can you download it on Steam without dropping any money, but the game is also open source, meaning that modding it is quite easy. You can mess around in the game's code and perhaps make a whole new game out of Relic Hunter 0, though that's a discussion for another video. Relic Hunter 0 is beautiful, free, and available on Mac and PC on Steam. Our next game is Manta, which is a very interesting game that I'd play more of if it didn't keep beating me up quite so hard. It's a very fast, very tricky top-down game that constantly compliments you even if you're awful. Really, it's a fantastically well-designed neon-colored bullet hell game, and what makes it interesting is that the game's levels are incredibly short. It's focused on quick action. Get in, have fun, and get out. There are a couple different versions of Manta available. The one from 2012 is available on the developer's website for free. There'll be a link to that at blackmanandrobin.com if you're interested, and it runs on Mac, PC, and Android. The latest version of the game, known as Manta SE, is out now on Steam and itch.io. It's even prettier than the previous version and boasts more content. Our third game on the list is also the third game in a series. Geometry Wars 3 is one of the best arcade-style games I've seen in a while. It's bright, beautiful, and much like the previous game on our list, it's full of glowing neon. What sets Geometry Wars 3 apart is that its levels aren't all set on a 2D plane like most other games in the genre. Instead, you're zipping around on an assortment of geometric shapes and shooting at other shapes, picking up power-ups and having a good time in general. Geometry Wars 3 made it onto our list of top games worth grabbing in this year's Steam Summer Sale. You can also check that out at blackmanandrobin.com. Geometry Wars 3 is a tremendously well put together, very replayable, and aesthetically excellent game. It's available on Mac, PC, and Linux on Steam, as well as on PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, PlayStation Vita, Xbox 360, Xbox One, iOS, and Android. Our next game is a rather unusual entry in the Halo series. Halo Spartan Assault is a top-down game in which you are not playing as Master Chief. Rather, the story in Halo Spartan Assault is that you're playing a Spartan being trained. The missions in the game are all simulated, and it's set between the events of Halo 3 and Halo 4. Admittedly, that's not the most exciting setting for a Halo game, however, Halo Spartan Assault is certainly well put together. Halo Spartan Assault is available on Steam for PC. It's also out on iOS, Windows Phone, Xbox 360, and Xbox One. The Xbox versions of the game boast co-op, which I've not tried, but I have heard good things about. You can check out our review of the game at blackmanandrobin.com if you're looking for more information. Our last game is the top-down assault android Cactus, which has been in development for a few years. In fact, Zishan Sajid wrote a preview piece about the game in 2013, and we've interviewed the game's developer last year at PAX East. In this game, you start out playing as Cactus, a plucky young android with a limited battery life. I bet she takes after the Sega Game Gear, and she lands on a space station full of rogue robots. She has to blast her way through these robots, fighting crazy bosses and dodging great swarms of lasers. Personally, I enjoy the game. It has a great aesthetic, adorable androids, you unlock more as you play, and addictive gameplay. I could hardly pull myself away to produce this video. If you're in the market for a shiny new top-down game, you should absolutely check out Assault Android Cactus. At the time of this video's production, Assault Android Cactus has already been released on Steam for Mac, PC, and Linux. The developers have also announced that they have plans to release the game early next year on the Wii U, PlayStation Vita, and PlayStation 4. Do any of the games on this list tickle your fancy? Let us know at blackmanandrobin on Twitter, and be sure to follow us for all the latest game news, reviews, previews, and interviews. Be sure to follow me at Jordan_Cameron for my own views.